Hey Pisces. Virgo season, the sun is opposing you as well as Mars and Mercury. Saturn, retrograde. Well, I didn't even say that, and this like came out after I said that. You're coming in this month with a very strong idea or ideas and thinking about money, thinking about value, thinking about energy, what's worth your time and energy, who's worth your time and energy, especially to do with and those are very Saturn things, father things. Maybe even healings to do with the father. And life is kind of pointing at that taking a look at a strong father or masculine role in your life, and what's influenced you. Sorry, isn't that crazy what that looks like? And you kind of can't get away from it. It's almost like you're cornered into looking at these things because there are opportunities for money, but you see behind the gate is mountains. So you could either be coming in from that gate or go out towards that gate. And it all depends on how you look at it. Yes, there will be hard work. Saturn is work. And this is showing work. However, it can be easier the more that you know your value. Well, how do you define that? Very Virgo. Maybe write a list. What you've been studying. Maybe just reflect on how much you look into what's important to you, how much you research, how you take on that masculine role in your life. And maybe where you may need to possibly be patient. My bad, my nails were dirty. Where things are kind of just coming at you. There are people in your life who, not that it doesn't necessarily have to do anything with you, with the energy of the people coming towards you. You just may notice like people that are reactionary towards you and towards maybe the direction you're choosing to go or the actions you're choosing to take. There may be some kind of just reaction, and that may cause you to also react, and you kind of know where it's coming from. So if you know that already, you kind of have prior knowledge, some of you, or you notice that once you shift one thing, then something else then shifts, because that is the reaction to that. But anyway, there's a lot of energy coming at you, very strong, aggressive. Oh well, here it is. Almost like didn't see this coming kind of shift and change. Now this could just be what's related with the people around you, but I think for some of you, there's some anticipation, which may cause like a bodily reaction of feelings, and you maybe weren't necessarily ready for it, but here's the thing. You're prepared. What does that mean? Well, it happened. There may be some kind of, again, physical reaction to it or response, and you may be surprised on how you handle it. Isn't it nice to still be surprised by yourself, Pisces? Like just a little bit, to continuously do that. You'll see that as life goes on. I don't think that's going to end for you. And you may feel like, for some of you too, you're exposed to some knowledge about someone. Maybe there's some karma. Maybe it's literal and literally has to do with the law. But that really changes your perspective on this person, on your life, in a way that you maybe weren't anticipating, yet it causes you to really step into even more this part of yourself that you may, for some reason, don't always allow yourself to fully embody. Maybe you can for the world around you, but this is about when no one's around. You don't always have to think about this, Pisces, but if you want to ever ponder or feel like, okay, well, what's not adding up? Who are you when no one's around? No one could really read your mind, right? How are you? What are you thinking about? How do you talk to yourself? And all of these crazy sideways meetings are also a way where you get even more agile with your communication and how you communicate and your wittiness. There's a lot of movement here, but you're not a part, like you're watching it. You notice, and it may feel like it's an abrupt change, like the wind got knocked out of you at some point with an answer that you've received or something that someone says or an action made towards you. The justice on your end is like, wow, you may not have to deal with that person anymore. That person may not be in your life, and it actually is a relief. It's like a little bit of a relief. Or it's you, maybe something came back around where you wanted to learn the truth about someone. You know they weren't going to tell you, so you're just waiting for them to show you, and they do. And it's with words, perhaps. There may be some communication there, confrontation, whatever in between. But what it makes you realize is how much you have been preparing, that you haven't been just going out on a limb, that you have been very cautionary about who gets to be in your energy, who gets to be a part of the abundance that is quickly coming towards you, to what is revealing itself to you through abundance, through the journey of abundance, and how that pertains to how you perceive yourself, which in turn can be affecting the way others are seeing you. And that's, again, not your responsibility. However, if this is you wanting to make more money or become more abundant or put yourself out there more, we'll get more into this the second part, but there are ways in which you can utilize this time to shift the wind. The wind may shift a little. You don't get scared, because you're just becoming more, when you become more yourself, if this is what you're going through for some of you, the more you become yourself, the more you take risks due to a little probability and what you decide to put into it, the thoughts, the feelings, all of it, what's going on internally as well, and allowing yourself to sit, instead of confront, because we like to say confront a lot, but there is another way of saying it, is just like sit down and have a conversation with this part of yourself. Visualizing is and can be so helpful right now, especially if this is a dynamic that you've continuously seen over and over. You have the strength now, you have the courage, you have the ability to be able to maneuver that this month. Virgo season brings these things up because it's like, not because, so sometimes people think Virgos bring things up just to point fingers or to show how smart they are, or think that they're needed or feel compelled to offer in moments where it seems like they're being invited. Either way, they come into your life, they come into a conversation, we come into this season, and sometimes we need to take Virgo as, if you took a look at this, I'm bringing this up probably most likely intuitive more than anything, not even thinking about it. First of all, you have to acknowledge that part. Sometimes it's really an intuitive thing, and they're not like this with everyone unless they don't have a secure, solid foundation and they really need people to need them. You know, that is the shadow side. But the other side is they question and state opinions that they've thought about, because maybe they think you're looking for change, and by saying this, it could add to it. And the intuitive part of them knows that maybe this is what you need to hear and you didn't even know it. So then, therefore, things can shift and change because there's this mutability that's happening now. There's an openness that's happening now. There's someone that also, not only, it's not them being like judgmental or dismissive, it's them being this, what would you call that? Could be medicine, dose. They're adjuncting, basically. They're adding on, helping you explore. And if you're willing and open to the different insights that come in, this could just be from Virgo season. This doesn't have to be from anyone in particular. You realize that that you've been sensitive for a while now, and this shift feels so abrupt, but it's not. You've almost been waiting for it, maybe even a little too weighty here. But that's the beauty of you. It'll pull eventually. You'll magnetize it. So lastly, just remember that the opening this month comes especially towards the end, and it's okay to be brave in a way that's more patient, in a way that doesn't rush things for you. Your timing is your timing, and I think there is something here about you wanting some kind of control with that, maybe not wanting to show it either. However, addressing that even just with yourself, if that is coming up for you, will be an extreme asset to this pivot, to the direction that you're going, because there's a bravery there. It shows people another side of you, maybe, again, that learning, that perception, and it's in a fresh way. So invigorating always comes to mind when I think of Pisces. It's one of my positive words for you guys, and so this month can be extremely invigorating. And by the end of the month, all of this and all of what has happened from the beginning, see where we're at and where we're finishing, is this nurturance of yourself and compassion for everything you just fucking handled, and everything that you are and that you have, and the ability to be badass enough to see it through, see these people through, also saying maybe fuck you to someone, you know, in your own way. All right, we'll get into the second part. It won't be too much. All links are below. If I didn't say that in the beginning. All links are below. Work with me one-on-one, and also the extended link to this reading where we get more in depth to it all for you. It's a mutable opposition here, Pisces. We'll see you there.